Hey folks, it's C.B Smallwood here, and I'm on day 16 of 100 days of making comics. And for those that are not familiar with the challenge, it's basically for 100 days you are to draw, write, ink, letter, just whatever, pertains to making a comic. And you do that hopefully consecutively for 100 days where you will do it for at least 30 minutes every day. And after that 30 minutes, you will at some point make, after getting done filming, you'll upload it to YouTube or whatever social media platform. And that is your way of holding yourself, accountable. And so I decided to do this, challenge. And it's going pretty good so far. I was looking at the back end of my YouTube channel, sort of like the back door. It's got all the details, and it's called Creator Studio. And in it, I can see all the different videos that I've uploaded so far. And there's like 3 rows of videos, and I never really saw myself getting to that point, because at some point in the 100 days of making comics challenge, I started at day 0. And sorry about that. It seems like anytime I have something worthwhile to say, my throat's just getting all fidgety. But what I was trying to say is, at some point in doing the 100 days of making comics challenge, I was a guy who started out at day 0, with no videos, not knowing if I was going to be able to do this, not knowing if, I could make up for lost time for the days I would get behind, because I was being realistic about it. I mean, I knew I would get behind. But with that said, whether or not, I continue to do well with this challenge, I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. I feel like I've already made an accomplishment, because I'm almost to the 20 days of, 20. I'm almost 20 days in. I'm not there yet, but I'm just about there, and that's pretty cool to me, because I was getting pretty bad behind there for a while. But anyway, I wanted to say to those of you that are striving to be comic book artists that I hope this lighting's working out well. But for those of you that are striving to become comic book artists, and you're thinking about doing the 100 days of making comics challenge, just go ahead and do it. One of my biggest things in life that I struggled with, other than my laziness and apathy and all this other stuff, is I really was afraid to fail. And you can't be that way. It's okay to fail, because having failed means you at least tried, and that's something that most people don't even have the luxury of saying. And I don't know why failure is seen as such a terrible thing. I mean, basically because you didn't accomplish your goal, but failure is something more than that. It's like failure represents, somebody taking the effort, taking the initiative to try something, and it didn't work out. Now that to me is failure. I mean, that might not be the textbook definition, and real true failure. I mean, the really bad stuff is when you get knocked down and you decide not to get back up. So it doesn't matter if you fail, right? It doesn't matter if things don't work out, the way you hope. Things don't work out the way you plan. That's okay. That's fine. That's life. The key here, in my opinion, is to keep going and keep moving forward. Do what you can. If life knocks you down, and you stay laying on the ground, then you have failed, right? But getting knocked down, you shouldn't count that as failure. That's just part of life. That stuff's going to happen. What truly shows a person's character, what really truly shows a person's resolve, is when you meet mishaps, you meet disasters, or personal tragedies, and things don't go your way, and all these wild things that happen in life, and you don't know how to cope with it, but you decide that, hey, you know what? There's nothing you can really do about it except for get back up and then try again and just do the best that you know how. That's all you can do. So anyway, getting all philosophical, because I want my videos to actually have something really interesting to say, because I can only say so much about this panel that I'm working on, And if you notice, by the way, I'm trying my best to avoid actually drawing the girl in perspective, because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do there yet. So I'm finding everything in the world that I can possibly draw before I actually draw that one thing. But anyway, oh yeah, where was I? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. It's okay to fail, I guess, as long as you get back up on your feet again. You don't let it define you. You don't let it, be this thing that's going to be like this anchor around your neck for the rest of your life, and you're just, that's your burden now. The only burdens that you have in life are the ones that you choose to accept. Now, granted, there are things that are beyond your control. That's true, for those of you that are offering a rebuttal. But, a lot of things in life are mental. They really are. It's just, it's a big state of mind, And, my state of mind is that, I'm not going to worry about the things I can't control. I'm only going to focus on the things that I can control. I'm going to put out the best effort that I can, and if it's not good enough, then it's not good enough, and then, tomorrow's a new day where I get to, try again. And that's all you can do, and that's all I'm trying to say. Now, for those of you that are artists, that are comic, dreams of being a comic artist of some type, and you want to get in on the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge, just go ahead and do that. I started out at day 0, and here I am, almost 20 videos in. A lot of people, I noticed, and this isn't a criticism or anything like that, but, a lot of people will, talk about, will basically kind of vlog about their journey on the 100 days. So if you're not comfortable with filming yourself drawing, you can always, just vlog about where you're at in trying to make your comic. And, don't get discouraged. There's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, and all this other stuff. And there might not be people who even view your videos. That will happen. And I had that realistic expectation as well. Like I'll go out and make these videos and nobody even watches them. But the most important thing about the 100 days of making comics is making your comic, first and foremost. Because it's about, defeating procrastination. It's about, trying to get stuff done. You can't get too caught up in how many views you get on YouTube or any other social platform that you're on. You just got to go and do the work. Now, as far as the views and all these other things, well, that's just something that comes with time, I think. And, some people are more gifted with the gab and more gifted with the camera. That's life. And you know what? And to those people that are more gifted than you or I, that's okay. And actually, they deserve a bit of congratulation and a pat on the back, for, their talents and their efforts. I'm not one of these people that believes that you should be bitter or resentful against people that's more, successful than yourself. We should be a community of people that root for one another's success and really try to cheer one another on, regardless of how successful or lack thereof that we are. But I'm working on this panel here. I'm kind of going slow on page 2, unfortunately. But if you watch my other videos, I think you kind of see why that. I've been slow because I've been doing some other stuff too. I worked on the title of my comic. And I also made a video about DC Comics Dark Matter. Look at that. Did you just see this video turn bright white and it has been yellow the whole time? You know how mad that makes me? It makes me furious. It's dumb. That's dumb. Why didn't my camera record this whole video in a bright light in the first place? I mean, I didn't change my lighting setup. It's a camera issue. Well, whatever. But anyway, annoyances aside, and I done forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, I've been busy doing all my different projects, and I was doing a video called DC Comics Dark Matter, where I was just basically delivering news about this new line of comics that DC is coming out with. And in the previous video I talked about the production values of everything and how it just kind of so-so. But it's a first step, and maybe some of those people that watch that video, then they might say, hey, I wonder what kind of other videos that guy's got. And all of a sudden they're looking at the 100 days of making comics videos that I've made, and they watch them and maybe they like them. And then some of you other 100ers that comment on my videos, maybe they'll see your comments on there too, and they'll be like, hey, this guy's doing that challenge too, or this girl's doing that challenge too, let's check out their videos. So I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to do well. That's kind of where my head's at. And I apologize for doing these long videos. I never planned for them to be long. It's just sometimes I think of something that's interesting, or something that I find that's meaningful to say, and time just kind of flies by, and I want to really condense the things that I have to say, so that way you get more bang for your buck. But it is what it is, and I don't want to get too hung up on, thinking about this or that about videos. I just need to be drawing, really. But I'm trying to be smart. Everything ties in together in some way or another. Now look at there. It's getting bright again. That annoys me. So anyway, guys and gals, thank you for all the love and support. And for all the best wishes. Thank you, Ron, by the way, for all the encouragement. And I definitely, relate with the deadbeat jobs thing. And it can be, soul crushing. But, I'm rooting for you too, and I'm rooting for everybody else, that regardless if you want to draw comics or not, if you're in a job that is not rewarding or fulfilling, I'm not going to tell you to quit. I'm not going to tell you to, jump the ship, but, start making time for yourself to better yourself and to pursue whatever your dreams and interest is, because you only live once, and, everybody in the world is going to have an opinion on how you should live your life. But you know what? They got their own lives to live, and your life is your own. So, for anybody out there, regardless if you want to draw comics or not, just figure out what kind of life you want to live. And as long as you're not hurting nobody else, as long as you're not, being destructive to, to your fellow man, go out and live your life, And I wish you all the best of luck. Please remember to upvote, like, follow, and subscribe. And this is C.B. Smallwood, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.